Which one? Which one are you?
你到底是哪一个？
If you are a bicycle, you're correct. You don't need insurance.
如果你是脚踏车，那么对的，你不需要买保险。
But if you're a car, you need insurance.
但如果你是一台车的话，你需要买的。
You see, if you're valuable, you need insurance.
如果你有价值的话，你就会想要买保障。
My father is a 36-year TOT member.
我的父亲呢，已经拥有36年的 TOT 了。
I am his only son.
我是他唯一的儿子，
All his money is my money.
所有他的钱都是我的。
I told him that.
我告诉他这样。
So one day my father called me.
有一天，我的父亲告诉我说
I was around 20 years old.，
那个时候20岁，
So he called me. He said, Sanjay, come here.
张姐来，
You work very hard.
你工作的很辛苦，
You study a lot.
你也很努力用功读书，
I'm proud of you.
我以你为荣。
But sit with me.
但是，请你坐下。
I said, Dad, I have to go to college. I'm getting late.
我说，爸爸，我必须要去上学，我快迟到了。
He's like, You are always busy. Just shut up and sit with me.
他说，你总是这么忙碌，闭嘴，坐下来陪我一下。
I said, What happened?
到底什么事啊？
He said, Sanjay, you know everything of mine is yours.
张雪，你知道的，我所有的东西都是你的。
I said, I know that.
我说我知道啊。
He's like, Why do you not spend any time with me?
但是为什么你都不肯花一点时间跟我待在一起呢？
I said, Dad, because I want to make more.
爸爸，因为我想赚更多钱。
He said, Sanjay, there's one thing which is not yours.
张雪，有一个东西不是你的。
I said, I thought I was your only son.
哎，我不是你唯一的儿子吗？
He said, Sanjay, it is yours on one condition.
张雪，有一个条件，如果达成的话，那就是你的。
Every morning,
每一天早上，
you will give me one kiss here, one kiss here.
你会在我这边亲一下，在这边亲一下，
You will have a cup of tea with me.
而且你会跟我喝一杯茶。
And when I die, you will get $10 million.
而我死的时候呢，你就会拿到1000万美金。
If you don't do that,
如果你不做这个的话，
I will change the beneficiary in the policy to the neighbor.
我就把我的保单受益人改到邻居，
Even the neighbor's son will take care of me.
邻居的儿子都会照顾我。
So if you want $10 million,
所以如果你要这个1000万的话，
one kiss here, one kiss here.
这边亲一下，那边亲一下，
Every day.
每一天都要。
So if you want your children to love you,
如果你要你的孩子爱你的话，
buy a very big insurance policy.
买一个很大很大的保单。
You see, money is a very big motivator.
你知道吗？金钱是一个很大的激励，
It brings children closer to their parents.
它会让孩子们呢跟父母亲亲近，
It's true.
这是真的。
The more money you have,
你拥有越多的钱，
the more relatives you will have.
你有越多的亲，你就有越多的亲戚。
Where there is a will, there are relatives. Where there is a will, there are relatives.
有遗嘱的话，就有亲属。
You see, insurance is the simplest solution.
有看到了吗？保险就是最简单的解决方案。
So about 11 years ago,
11年前左右，
my father had a brain stroke.
我的父亲有了一个脑中风，
And I inherited his business.
我继承了他的事业。
And about 11 years ago, I almost shut down that business.
而11年前呢，我几乎让这个事业破产了，
Because I was very young.
因为那时的我相当的年轻，
I was already a TOT member.
但那时候我已经是 TOT 的会员喽。
But I was so busy taking care of my father
但是我花了很多时间照顾我的父亲，
that I didn't realize what was happening in my company.
而我没有注意到公司发生了什么事情。
So when my father was in hospital for 9 months,
所以当我的父亲在医院9个月的时候，
I didn't go to work.
我没办法工作，
And my company lost a lot of money.
而我的公司损失了很多的金钱，
So I almost shut down my company.
我几乎要把它关起来了。
After 9 months, when my father came back home,
9个月后，我的父亲回到家，
he asked me,
他问我
he said, Sanjay, you have not been working.
桑觉，你都没有在工作哦，
How will you do your TOT?
那你要怎么达成你的 TOT 呢？
I said, Dad, there are only 4 months left.
对，爸爸只剩下4个月呢。
I can't do TOT in 4 months.
4个月我要怎么完成我的 TOT 呢？
He said, let me give you an advice.
让我给你一个建议。
When you feel lost,
当你觉得迷惘的时候，
go back to where you started from.
从你原来的地方再开始，
Go back to your first client
回到你第一个客户，
and go meet him.
跟他们见面。
So my first client was a friend of my father.
我第一个客户呢，是我父亲的朋友，
And I went to him.
我去找他，
I said, Uncle, how are you?
叔叔，你好吗？
And he said, I'm fine. You tell me, how are you?
那我很好，那你告诉我你呢？你好吗？
I said, Uncle, I've had a very difficult year.
哦，叔叔，我有一个非常困难的一年。
He said, I know.
他说我知道。
What can I do to help you, Sanjay?
那么我可以帮你什么呢，桑杰？
I said, Uncle, I need you to tell people
我说叔叔，我需要你帮助我告诉别人，
tell them my story.
告诉别人我的故事。
That if my father's critical illness claim did not come,
如果我的父亲的重疾理赔没有来的话，
I would have shut down my company.
那么我的公司就完了。
He said, what else can I do for you?
他说：“那我还可以帮你做什么呢
I said, I need you to help me get appointments.
我说：“请你帮我约客户，
I need you to recommend me to people.
我需要你帮我介绍给别人。
He said, that's it? ”
就这么简单吗？
I said, that's it.
我说：“对，就这样。
Okay. ”
好的。
In 4 months, I did TOT.
4个月之内我达成 TOT，
And that was the first time I realized
而那也是第一次我理解到，
that platinum or TOT is not an annual target.
所以白金金融奖或 TOT 不是一个1年度的目标。
I can do it in 4 months.
我4个月可以完成它。
So if I can do TOT in 4 months,
如果我在4个月之内可以做到 TOT 的话，
then I can do it many times in 1 year.
那么1年之内我可以做好几个，
Correct?
是吗？
So who said platinum is an annual target?
所以谁说白金金融奖是一个1年的计划呢？目
Did
标？
did your leader tell you platinum is a 1 year target? Did your leader tell you platinum is a 1 year target?
你的经理告诉您说，白金是1年之内要达到的一个目标吗？
For me, platinum is a monthly target.
对我而言，白金金融奖就是1个月的目标，
So I want to do platinum every month.
所以我要做每个月的白金。
This year, I've already done 9.
今年我做了9个白金。
Our capability is the limitation of our mind.
我们的能力呢，是受限于我们的脑筋想什么。
Now, a lot of advisors ask me, Sanjay, what is your presentation?
很多的寿险顾问问我说，我跟客户做什么样子的简报呢？
So would you like to see my presentation?
你们想要看吗？
Okay. This is a 3-minute presentation.
这是一个3分钟的简报，
And I do this presentation every day of my life.
而在我的生命当中，每一天都做。
I have done this presentation in more than 50 countries.
我在50几个国家做这样子的简报，
So it works everywhere.
所以在哪儿都可以用。
It doesn't matter which country you come from, this works always.
不论您来自哪一个国家，这个都可以使用。
So I'm going to show you my presentation.
好，我现在为你们来做展示。
But the most important number in the world
但是世界上最重要的数字是
is 28,000.
28,000，
Because 28,000 is the average number of days a person lives,
因为28,000是一个人一辈子的平均，
which is equal to 76.71 years.
大约是76岁点71。
Now, let's assume that is approximately 80.
那我们假设它大约是80，
I like to break this 80 into 4 parts.
我把80分成4等分
0 to 20,
，0到20，
20 to 40,
20到40，
40 to 60,
40到60，
and 60 to 80.
60到80。
Now, 0 to 20, what do we do?
0到20岁的时候，我们做什么？
We study, play, fool around.
我们读书、玩耍，做点傻事，
Correct?
对吗
20 to 40, we get our first job.
？20到40岁的时候，找到第一份工作，
We buy our first car.
买了第一台车，
We buy our first house.
买了一栋第一房，
First wife.
第一个太太。
I'm just kidding.
哦，开玩笑
You
的。
get married.
我们结婚了，
You have kids.
我们生小孩。
Correct? 40 to 60,
40岁到60岁的时候，
you might change your job.
也许你会换份工作，
From an agent, you become a manager.
也许从寿险顾问变成经理，
You might buy a second car.
也许买第二部车，
You buy a second house as an investment.
可能为了投资买了第二栋房，
Cannot afford second wife.
供养不起第二个太太。
Your kids are finishing their first part of life.
你的孩子呢，就完成了人生的第一阶段的学习。
60 to 80, we want to retire.
60到80的时候，我们想要退休，
Correct?
对吗？
This part of my life is the most important
这个部分呢，在我的生命当中是最重要的，
because there is no income.
因为没有收入，
Correct?
对吗？
So we started with how many days?
所以我们一开始有几天，
We started with 28,000 days, correct?
一天我们有2万，一开始我们有28,000天，
Minus half,
减掉一半
that's 14,000.
是14000天。
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 14,000 days to achieve all our dreams.
先生女士们，我们就只有14000天来完成我们的梦想。
Your kids' dreams, your parents' dreams, whatever dreams you have 14,000 days to achieve it.
你的孩子、你的父母的、你自己的，不管任何人的梦想，只有14000天。
During this period of time,
在这段时间里，
we have identified 4 universal fears.
我们找到了4个恐
My
惧。
first fear is,
第一个害怕是，
what if I don't reach 60?
如果我没有办法到60岁呢？
That's my first fear.
那是我第一个害怕。
My second fear,
第二个害怕，
what if I cannot work to 60?
如果我没有办法工作到60岁呢？
My third fear,
第三个害怕，
how much money is enough to retire?
我需要多少钱才能够退休
$5 million?
？500万、
$10 million?
1000万、
$100 million?
1亿，
How much is enough?
多少才足够？
And my fourth fear is,
第4个害怕，
will I have enough money to make sure my children start life with the right foundation?
我会有足够的钱帮助我的孩子有很好的教育基础。
I've traveled the world
我旅行到世界各地，
and I've only found 4 fears.
这么多地方，我只找到4个害怕，
There's no fifth fear.
没有第5个了。
Actually, there was a guy who told me, Sanjay, I have a fifth fear.
其实有一个人告诉我，他找到了第5个害怕。
He said, Sanjay, I'm scared that when I grow old, I will be very lonely.
他说：“桑姐，我很害怕，我老的时候我会变得非常的寂寞。”
So I told him, Uncle, if you have money, no one will allow you to be lonely.
我说：“叔叔，如果你有钱的话，没有人会让你寂寞的。
No money, no honey.
没有钱就没有，
So make sure you have the money.
所以要确保的是要手上一笔钱。
So truly, there are only 4 universal fears.
事实上是只能找到4个害怕的。
Now, I do this presentation very often.
我常常做这样子的简报。
You want to know what is my closing ratio?
想要知道我的促成率吗？
My closing ratio is 9 out of 10.
我每做10次简报就有成交9件。
Actually, I'm lying.
我骗你们的。
My closing ratio is 14 out of 10.
其实是每10件就完成14件，
For every 10 presentations,
每10件，
I close 14 cases.
每10件我可以完成14件。
Do you know why?
你们知道为什么吗？
Think about it.
想一下，
One presentation,
做1次简报，
I'm talking about 4 products.
我提到了4个产品。
What's the first product?
第一个产品是，
What's the first fear?
第一个害怕是，
What if I don't reach 60?
如果我没有办法活到60岁，
The only thing stopping you from reaching 60 is if you pass away.
只有死亡才能够让你没办法活到60岁。
For that, we have life insurance.
那么我们有寿险。
What's my second fear?
第二个害怕是，
What if I cannot work to 60? So the only thing that can stop you from working
如果没办法活到60岁的话，是什么原因？
is bad health.
不健康。
So for that, we have critical illness and disability.
所以我们有重疾，我们有失能保险。
My third fear,
第三个害怕，
how much is enough to retire?
多少才能够退休？
For that, we have retirement planning.
那么我们有退休规划。
And my fourth fear is,
第4个害怕是，
can my children start life with the right foundation?
我的孩子能够有好的基础，为未来做准备吗？
So the only thing that your children really need is a good education.
孩子们其实真的需要的是良好的教育，
Correct?
对吗？
I had a client, he said, Sanjay, I believe in the future, education will be free.
我有一个客户说，我相信在未来教育是免费的。
Have you heard that before?
各位有听说过吗？
Usually we all say education in the future will be more expensive, correct?
通常我们是说教育在以后会费用越来越贵，
But recently, I have some clients who tell me, Sanjay, I believe in the future, education will be free.
但有些客户告诉我说，张姐，我觉得以后教育是免费的。
So how should you handle that objection?
像这样的客户，你要怎么回答他呢？
You pull out statistics.
你把统计数据拿出来，
Education price has always gone up.
学费的一直都是往上升的，
Don't do that
不要这样做，
because you're going to confront with the client.
因为这样子你会正面跟客户做冲突。
So I told this client,
所以我跟客户说，
I said, you know what? I actually agree with you.
你知道吗？其实我同意你的，
I believe also that in the future, education will be free.
我也相信未来教育是免费的，
I agree with you.
我同意。
But what if both of us are wrong?
但如果我们2个人都错了呢？
What if education in the future is expensive?
假如学费以后是非常昂贵的呢？
Do you want your children to go to college or don't not go to college?
那么你要让你的孩子上大学还是不要？
You answer.
你回答。
So we have to plan.
所以我们必须做计划。
If education in the future is free,
如果以后教育是免费的，
this money is for you.
那么这个钱是你的。
If the education in the future is expensive,
如果教育是昂贵的，
we'll be happy that we planned.
那么你会很开心，你做了这个规划。
So what's the problem?
那么这哪里有什么问题呢？
Why do you not want to plan? Why do you not want to plan for your child's education?
为什么你不想要为你的孩子做未来的规划？
You see, people forget that there are certain guarantees in life.
人们常常会忘记有一些未来的一个
The
一
first
定会发
guarantee,
生的事情。
the first guarantee,
第一个，
I will die.
保证会死，
True or not?
对不对？
But Sanjay, we don't like to talk about death in our culture.
但是桑觉在我们的文化里，我们不喜欢讨论死亡，
Correct?
对吗？
So can I teach you how to talk about death?
那么我可以教你们怎么样讨论死亡吗？
Because in my culture, we don't like to talk about death.
因为在我的文化里，我们也不喜欢讨论死亡。
So how do I have this conversation?
那我应该怎么开始？
Mr. Client, I'm going to ask you questions that you don't like.
我要问一个你不喜欢的问题。
I'm going to ask you questions that your family is thinking about but doesn't have the guts to ask you.
我想问一个你的家人都在想，但是不敢问你的问题。
I'm going to ask you questions that might even make you feel offended.
也许你会觉得我在攻击你，
And the most important question is,
而最重要的问题是，
what happens to your family when you are not there anymore?
你不在这个世上的话，你的家人会怎么样？
Do you see how uncomfortable the silence gets?
有感觉到这个安静让人快窒息了吗？
Because it is our job to ask the question.
那是我们的工作，要问这个问题。
It is the client's job to give us the answer.
而客户呢，也应该要回答我们这个问题。
After you ask this question,
问完之后，
keep quiet.
保持安静，
Because it's not your job to give the answer.
因为回答这个问题不是你的工作。
And the rule of the game is the first one to speak loses.
游戏规则是谁先开口说话，谁就输。
Problem is, I don't like to lose.
而我不喜欢输，
So I just keep quiet.
所以我就保持安静，
And I keep looking at the client.
而我就会盯着我的客户。
Once I kept quiet for 15 minutes.
有一次，我保持了15分钟的沉默，
Because that's not my job to give the answer.
因为那不是我的工作来回答，
That's his job.
那是他的。
I published my book about 2 years ago.
2年前呢，我出版了我的书，
It was in English when I spoke at IDA in Dubai.
在迪拜的 IDA 年会上，我有说到这个英文
IMM
版
has
的出
been
版。
kind enough to translate that into Chinese for you.
宝霄集团呢，非常的好，帮我出版了中文版的28000天。
All the money from the book goes to charity.
所有这个书籍的收入呢，都会捐赠到慈善机构。
The reason why I wrote this book,
为什么我要写这本书呢？
actually this book is not for you.
不是为你们，
I wrote this book for my son.
是为了我的儿子。
You see, my son is 4 years old.
我儿子今年4岁，
There are so many things I want to teach him.
我想教他好多东西啊，
But I don't know if I will have the time.
但我不知道我有没有足够的时间，
I don't know if I will have the opportunity.
我也不知道有没有机会。
I don't know, maybe I will forget in the future.
或许未来我会忘了，
So I wrote it down.
所以我把它们写下来。
So this book is actually a message from a father to a son.
这本书事实上是一个父亲要写给儿子的讯息，
And I give this to all my clients.
而我把这本书呢送给我所有的客户，
Because the book talks about how to plan your money.
因为这本书呢来告诉我们如何规划金钱。
This presentation is in the book.
而今天的这个简报就在书里面，
And I put it in the book for that reason.
我就是把这样子的一个简报放在这个书里，
Because I believe everyone should know this presentation.
因为我相信每一个人都需要这样的规划。
The book is for you.
这本书是给你的。
If you do this presentation 5 times a day,
如果每一天做5次这样的简报，
I promise you will get platinum by the end of this year.
我保证你今年到年底就可以拿到白金金融奖。
So can you promise you will do this presentation 5 times a day?
你能跟我保证每一天都做5次这样的简报吗？
Some of you are thinking, Sanjay, I don't even meet 5 people a day.
有些人说，桑姐，我一天都看不到5个人呢，
Right?
是吗？
Let me make it easier.
好吧，让它简单一点。
I don't care who you do this presentation to.
我不在乎你是对谁做简报，
Do it to your husband, do it to your wife,
可以对你的先生、对你的太太做，
do it to your children,
对你的小孩、
do it to your agency manager,
对你的经理，
do it to anybody you like.
跟任何你想要说的人，
I don't care.
我不在乎。
But you got to do it 5 times every day.
可是你必须做，每一天5次，
Can you do that?
可以做得到吗？
Now that's easier, right?
现在有简单一点了吗？
You will get platinum if you do this presentation 5 times every day.
如果每一天做5次这样的练习，
Because
你就会拿
practice,
到白金，
practice makes you perfect.
因为练习会让你变成完美。
Does that make sense?
有道理吗？
Now, some of you are trying to think, but how do I start this presentation?
那有些人会问，我要怎么开始做简报呢？
Correct?
对吗？
Sanjay, I meet somebody. How do I start this presentation?
桑姐，我现在遇到了一个人，我应该怎么跟他开始呢？
You want me to show you?
要展现给你们看吗？
Okay. Very simple.
很简单。
What is your lucky number?
你的幸运数字是几号？
8.
8。
There you go, it starts.
开始了，对吗？
So the simplest way to start this presentation is ask somebody what is their lucky number.
所以最简单的方法是，只要问他你的幸运数字是几号。
And I'm serious, try it today.
我是认真的，今天开始就可以实验
You
看看
meet。someone you don't know.
去认识一个你不认识，找一个不认识的人，
Stop them
然后把他们停下来，
and just ask one question.
问他们一个问题：
What is your lucky number?
你的幸运数字是几号？
I promise they will reply.
我保证他们一定会回答你，
They will say something.
或者是跟你说一点什么。
Whatever they say is the start of your presentation.
不管他们说什么，这个
So-
谈话就已经
So
开始
what's the
了。
mantra? What is your lucky number?
什么是你的幸运数字？
Thank you very much.
谢谢大家。